what I am measuring, and with my beautiful drawing, is a line going right across the middle, all the way from one side to the other. When it comes to a circle, there are two pieces that are pretty important to know. First one is diameter. So diameter is a line that goes directly across the entire piece. The next one is radius. So for this, I can't find the radius because there's really no center spot right in the middle. The radius is going to be, if you were to go right in directly in the middle of your circle, just to one side of it, that would be the radius. It becomes difficult with something like this because I can't really pinpoint it. So a trick to finding the radius is, if you know the diameter, just cutting it in half. So if I were to just cut it in half, then I would know that it would have to be half that number. If I cut the line in half, I cut the number in half, which would be 2.5. If you ever have to deal with a circle, granted this is the whole shape is not a circle, but the top and the bottom are circles, and we need to know that. And we need to figure out the parts of it. So I'm going to split that 5 in half, and now it should say 2.5 inches for the radius, which is important. So I'm going to try to explore the volume of my water cooler here. And I'm exploring this because I like to go through and drink a couple of these a day. If anybody knows, I like working out. I'm into bodybuilding, and one of the important things is making sure that you're hydrated, that you have enough water, enough H2O. I got my water cups over here. I'm always drinking those during class. And the reason I drink a lot of water is, a little tip is, over 2/3 of your body, so nearly 70% or so of your body is water. Your muscles, all throughout your body, a lot of water. So the more water you drink, the better it is. It helps your body operate better and function better. Especially summertime, a lot of you will probably get outside and play more, so make sure you have enough water in you. So, like I said, I like to drink as much of these as I can. So if I were to find the volume of that, I'd simply need only 2 measurements. Because if we look at our formula, cylinder here, it's going to say the volume, and you can look at your own reference sheet, is going to be equal to pi r squared h. So technically pi already has a number involved. So we don't need to worry about pi yet. We're going to kind of put that off to the end. So in our formula we have, give me a moment, I'm going to move a few things around. Volume equals pi r squared h. So again, my handwriting's not the best, but we had the diameter. I decided I was going to change it up and get to the radius quickly, because I know that's going to be important for me. So I found the radius. So in our problem, remember the radius. A short way for us is just by writing r. So where I see r, I can put in 2.5, and I need to bring down that squared, or to the second power. Next up, I need to get rid of the h, kick that out of there, and try to get the height, which we're told, I measured it, trust me on this, is 10 inches. And then last thing we have is pi. So I'm running out of space, so I'm going to erase a couple of things. Hopefully you don't mind. So now we have it set up. Volume is going to be pi 2.5 squared 10. The one thing that we don't have in here, that we don't see in our formula, is that all of these are connected by multiplication. So if I need to, I can insert my multiplication dots in between each number that I inserted. So I have pi times 2.5 squared times 10. First thing, order of operations that I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the 2.5 squared because it has an exponent. So you go through, multiply those, and then you would multiply by 10. What you're going to find out is that sometimes once you go through and do all that multiplication, 2.5, I'm going to guess it's, I'm going to estimate, I'm just using some estimation, I'm going to estimate that it's 5, we'll just say 5 for now. And you can always confirm with a calculator, that's why that's nice and useful. But if that part was 5, I would need to multiply then by my next number, which is 10. So 5 times 10 is 50. The last thing I have is the pi. You might find that some places they won't even multiply by pi just because it'll create a decimal with whatever you have. So you may see answers that just say 50 pi inches cubed would be the volume. So if you have your answers, if your answers are written in pi and they have pi in your choices, you'll want to make sure that you don't even multiply by pi and you stop at this point. But if you have your responses are asking for you to estimate the total volume, then you may have to then multiply your number by pi. It all depends on what you're working with. So the key with this is when you have an object like this, you need to make sure that you're able to identify the radius. So the radius is going to be the line that goes only halfway across the circle, whether it's the top or the bottom. Because we do not need diameter in our formula, we need r, which represents radius. So hopefully that's a way to make sure that you understand volume for a cylinder.